All right, y'all. Here we go. Let's see. Got a few things. Got a few things on this schedule. Let me see what we got. All right. Let's see. Marcus Bell. What's going on? Fight week. We got three main events. Let's see. MJ, what's going on? Okay. I'm just pulling something up here. All right. All right, y'all. So what's going on, y'all? Let's get into it. Got a few things to talk about. Not a whole lot today. So what's going on? Today something funny. I had somebody unsub because they said the lives were too long. People, man, people complain about everything. People always find something to complain about. They say, "Oh, the lives are too long." They say, I'm gonna have to unsub. I'm like, okay, fine. And that's the thing. It's like, okay, so you got the short videos up here just in case if you want to get straight to it. But these lives here, they're for anybody who just wants to talk. And that's what we're here for. You know what I mean? Like, there's a little bit of everything on this channel. That's why I said I'm not changing anything. You got to go anyways. I mean, that's a problem. Because the whole purpose of these lives I do is for fans of the sport. If y'all just want to chill and talk, we can do that. Right? And if it tends to be a little too long, you leave, right? I mean, do you stop being friends with somebody because the party is too long? No, if the party is too long, you just leave, right? If the party's too long, you leave. I think that's what I've done in the past. Like, if the party's still going, I don't like leave. I mean, I don't like say, "Oh, I'm not associated with this person anymore because the party gone too long." No, if it's too long, you leave. I think that's what a lot of people do. Like, oh, if it's gone on too long, they say, "I got something to do. See you later. I'm out." Right? So that's the whole purpose of these. I mean, if you don't want to watch the live, there's a short video. Every now and then I get straight to the point on a short video. Or if I do a discussion by myself, I just do the discussion and we call it call it a day. That's it. But that's the first I've ever heard somebody say I'm unsubscribing because your lives are too long. I'm like, okay. Man, you start to meet all kinds, man. All kinds. The longer you stay around here, you start to meet all kinds of people. But I'm just saying, because I know people, if other people who do lives, they do on like an hour and a half. If I gotta go, I gotta go. I don't say, okay, I don't like this person anymore because they're here too long. I'm like, what? He gonna actually tell me too, I'm leaving, I'm subbing because it's too long, it's too drawn out. I'm like, well, you got people up here asking questions. We're gonna talk, you know what I mean? I mean, many of y'all, if y'all still here, you might not have a problem with it. But if you have a problem with it, you just gonna not support somebody. I mean, that just tells you where somebody's like mind or heart is anyway. So I'm like, whatever. So I'm just saying, you just meet some weird people sometimes. I mean, it's one thing. So if you just unsubscribe because you don't want to follow WMMA or you want to follow somebody else, fine. I mean, I'm not a news channel. I mean, get that across. I'm not like I'm not like one of these media channels that has to follow somebody's rules. I mean, I do this because I want to do it, and that's how it's going to stay. So if you tell me, oh, you need to shorten this and do that, just because, or I'm gonna unsubscribe. I mean, probably gonna let you unsubscribe first. I'll probably let you unsub first because I don't plan on changing that because this is a hobby. This ain't my job. This ain't something I got to listen to. Whoever says it, oh, you need to change this to do this and that. Nah. I just wanted to talk about that first because it was weird. It was just today. I was like, wow, you really went out of the way to tell me I'm leaving because the lives are too long. We can expect, I actually ain't going to be on here too long today, but you'll expect a long one when I do a fight companion, right? When I get on here, do a fight companion for 2 hours because that's the card. I mean, that's how long it should be, right? Let's see what's going on, Lolita. MJ Mojo said, lives are never too long for me. Just saying, yeah. I mean, we get into a conversation. I mean, that's usually how it goes, right? You don't just like get up and leave if somebody's asking questions. I mean, that's the whole purpose of it. Like, you say it's on too long, but I mean, if somebody's talking, if y'all are in the chat or if y'all are on a link, I'm gonna let you go and say what you got to say. Like if MJ's asking a question or you got a discussion, I mean, we're gonna keep going until, whenever. Like if we usually agree to disagree, or, we finally find out what we're looking for, then that's usually it, right? MJ said, don't chase on lives. I like it. I mean, a lot of people that do YouTube, I mean, lives are long. Boxing. See people doing boxing streams are like 2-3 hours. Just say you got a problem. And just said, this is crazy. Let them go before you know it. They'll be back with a fake account. Yeah. Marcus is silly. Yeah, I'm just saying. I just wanted to talk about that first because I was just like, huh? I never heard that before. Like, I heard somebody say I'm unsubbing because you talked about Rose, or I'm unsubbing because you talk bad. Yeah, because you talk bad about Rose, or oh, you support Valentina too much. So stuff like that. I've heard people unsub because of that. And I'm not changing. Like if you don't like my opinion on me saying Valentina's a better champion than Rose, then again you can go. I'm just saying. Just saying. Ooh. All right. A little tired. Been running around today, so hang on 1 second, just pulling something up. Yeah, but anyways, make sure y'all hit the like button. And yeah, I'll keep on doing them. Like I always say, man, you come through, I keep on doing them. And there'll be no time limit. There'll be no time limit on them. But let's talk, man. This Friday and this Saturday, we got 3 cards, 2 Bellators, 1 UFC card, and they're all headlined by women this time. So you got 3 MMA cards this weekend, all headlined by women. Now I know one of the main events isn't really something we looking forward to. I mean, we've seen it before, right? But I mean, we got to give it some credit. I mean, we got 3 WMMA fights headlining cards. Of course, this UFC card is not a pay-per-view. It's your UFC Fight Night card, but that's still good. That's good for the game. I mean, this Friday, April 22nd, we got UFC. We got Bellator 279, right? Let me see which one is first. Right, Brian Williams, what's up? Okay, 278 is first. Yeah, 278 is on Friday, April 22nd. That's the Juliana Velasquez and Liz Carmouche card. Then 279 is Chris and Blinko 2. Like I said, I know how everybody feels about that fight. It's not the best fight out there, but they're headlining. They're headlining. But the big one, the 23rd, Amanda Lemos and Jessica Andrade. And that's another thing. Person said they're unsubbing because we were talking about the same fights. I'm like, if a person asks a question, we're gonna talk about it. You know what I mean? And apparently, if the person asked about it, that means they didn't know we talked about it. So you really are just nitpicking. I mean, you tell me, oh, live, we talking about the same stuff. I don't think we're talking about the same thing. We always cover like a different point of a fight, and that's what I do. If something new comes to my mind about a fight, I'm gonna talk about it. Or if it's something I delve into that I've talked about before, again, I'm not changing that. I'm gonna do it again. So if anybody doesn't like that, they can unsub. Again, I'm not a news channel. I'm not a media channel run by the UFC or Bellator. It's run by me. Right? Not a news channel. This is run by a fan of the sport. Just a second. Yeah. It's run by a fan of the sport. So if you don't like that, you unsub. All right. So let me see. 278. I think 278, the only WMMA fight on the card is the main event. Juliana Velasquez and Liz Carmouche. Let me double check here. Yeah. You got total of 10 fights, 9 men fights and one headliner is a WMMA, the WMMA fight. So that's good for the sport, man. I think that's good. I mean, depending on how it does, we'll see how fans like react to it. Again, I know not everybody's hung up on the Chris and Blinko fight, but if it brings some action, I mean, that could do numbers. People will tune in. They'll turn to the sport a little bit more if it turns out to be a good fight. We'll see. But Velasquez and Liz Carmouche, listen, they've got to perform. They got to perform in this fight. I mean, these are two good fighters, but if they don't perform to their highest level, if it turns out to be boring, the casual fans will not tune in. That's what I'm saying. I'm a little nervous for this weekend because we got 3, and if all 3 don't deliver, you know how the casual fans gonna be. They're gonna be like, oh, don't put any more women on the card. So granted, Velasquez and Liz Carmouche is a high level fight. That's the best of the best. I want to see it. But if they put on a boring performance, that's going to turn off a lot of people. So Carmouche, Velasquez, look, I'm all about fighting smart and technical, but this is a point where they really got to go in there and win over the fans somehow, with action. Somebody either got to score a Valentina head kick knockout, or they got to put on at least a half of what Whaley and Joanna did, right? They got to do something like that. The Joker said, this is sad because you're always respectful and patient. He's up to you with all my YouTube accounts. Yeah, I appreciate that. That's why I said, like, if there's something you want me to talk about, I'll talk about it. And if you want me to get to the point, I do short videos too. That's why I said, like, the live streams that are long like this is for the fans who just want to sit and talk. I mean, if you don't like it, I mean, you don't have to listen, right? You don't have to sit here and listen. That's what I'm saying. Like, most of y'all come in here because y'all got something to talk about in the chat or something I'm talking about, or, I let somebody come in with a link, and the conversation just goes on because it's that means the person wants to talk more. Ryan said, "Forget him, we good." Yeah, I think so. He's the best chats in the universe. Well, I try, man. We try to stir it up. We try to stir it up. Marcus said, "We're talking to you, Liz. Don't put on one of those news fests." Yeah, we are talking to Liz. I'm talking to Juliana Velasquez a little bit too. Like, I really am talking to Liz here, but Juliana as well. Like, Juliana, she's a patient fighter, very technical, but people will judge off of this. Like, how they said the Lima Lay McFarland fight, she didn't do too much. The fight with Denise Kielholtz, Denise Kielholtz pushed that fight. People thought she won that. People think Lima Lay McFarland won that fight. So it's really on both Velasquez and Carmouche. Because Carmouche, let's not, I'm not going to lie, she came into Bellator making noise. I think she kind of learned from that Valentina fight. I mean, she scored 2 stoppages, right? And then let me go ahead and pull up the resume. We'll talk about the fight. Hold on. We'll go ahead and pull up the resume and talk about it. All right. Lafayette, what's going on? So, he said, what's good? We got 3 WMMA main events this weekend. Friday, 2 on Saturday. I mean, my eyes are really going to be locked on Lemos Andrade, though. I mean, if I miss some of Chris and Blinko, I mean, I hope they don't get mad because I'm letting them know now. If fighters are listening, Lemos and Andrade, that's where my eyes are going to be glued. But, that's just how it is. But, okay, Liz Carmouche. Let's talk about her path to the title. She's got 3 wins in Bellator. That's good. That's solid. I mean, as soon as she lost that Valentina fight, the UFC cut her. She said she had already found out they cut her. And I think she was actually doing some marketing work for the UFC, which was kind of dirty. I mean, was it enough to cut her off that performance? I mean, what do y'all think about that before? While I'm talking about this, like, did y'all think the UFC should have cut Liz Carmouche so fast with that boring performance? Should they have cut her like that? That's another question y'all can answer. But Liz came into Bellator a year later, beat Deanna Bennett, rear naked choke, came in, put the pressure on, turned it up. Of course, that's lower level than Valentina. Came in, beat Vanessa Porto. Almost was easy work. Then June, Kana Watanabe exposed Kana Watanabe's striking. I was like, wow. I mean, she came in, stung her, and finished her. I mean, finished her on the feet. So I was impressed with that because, the Bellator, they were kind of pushing Kana Watanabe. I thought they gave her that fight against Alejandra Lara. But as soon as she stepped her game up against a very solid, experienced striker, Liz Carmouche, boom, that was it. So legit wins. Those are legit wins for Liz Carmouche. Can't say she hadn't earned a title shot. She deserves it. Lafayette says he's going to be watching both. Bojo said, I get 95% of my good info and knowledge from this channel. And BJ, no filter MMA, can't imagine someone. Yeah. Yeah, talking about the length. You know how it is. That's why I was kind of like, huh? I'm like, what? Right away, I was like, oh, you gone, man. I was like, forget that. I ain't begging. Lafayette said going to be watching both. Yeah. Nova Omega, what's going on? He said, if Lemos wins, they might give her Rose. If she goes in there and destroys, well, if she destroys, don't be surprised if they give her Dern. They might give her Dern. Because I think Marina is due her title shot. Nova. I think Marina might be due her title shot. I don't think they're gonna weasel out of that this time. Carla and Marina will be next. I think if Lemos wins, Lemos might get Dern, or she might get the winner, Whaley, Joanna. But if Lemos does get a Rose fight, I'd be like, wow, that's something new. That'd be something crazy. I mean, I'd watch it. I'm not gonna argue and say she doesn't deserve it, but if you go in there and destroy Andrade, I'd be like, shoot, strap her up, give it up, give her give her chance. Ulysses said, yeah, she didn't want to fight Val. Dang, Ulysses said cut her because of that. See, I'm being nice. I was like, I wouldn't cut her because of that, but hey, if the fans spoken, hey. Brian said it was more than the performance. Liz hadn't been active in UFC anyway. Yeah, wow. Y'all are heartless. No, I'm just playing. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, it does make sense because there's a lot of fans, you really have to be on your game as a flyweight in this women's division. I mean, there's a lot more women putting on exciting fights. I can see that. I mean, I still wouldn't have did it, but I see where y'all are coming from. Lafayette said, who do you like, Lemos or Andrade? Ooh, I like Lemos. I mean, I'm not counting Andrade out any. I mean, anything can happen. MJ said, I hope that Liz stops Velasquez. Dang, Velasquez should fight Cyborg and Blinko. She is a big flyweight. She look like a bantamweight. Her and Manon could fight. Like, they look like, well, no, she actually look a little bit bigger than Manon. Maybe about the same size. Lolita said Lemos would smash Dern, rear naked choke. Oh yeah, she would hurt her. Lafayette, I agree. Juliet is a big flyweight. Yeah, she's big, man. So looking at Liz Carmouche, she's definitely amped up her game since being cut. She's definitely showing her experience level here. Let's look at Velasquez. Velasquez hasn't fought since July against Denise Kielholtz. And as y'all know, she's undefeated. Bellator, she's racked up how many wins? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 7-0 in Bellator in the past 5 years, So that's good. And at the same time, it's okay. The fact that, yeah, she is bigger than Manon MJ. Yeah, I was just looking at her size. Yeah, she's Manon's 5'7". Velasquez, they got listed at 5'6". She's like 5'7". Yeah, Juliana Velasquez has got a nice record in Bellator, but not fighting a lot. That's the thing. They're not active. The champions here aren't active a lot. So you think about it, she's not really able to go in there and test herself, get a lot of different looks. And I wonder if it's just because of the way Bellator is, doing their champions and doing their fighters. Because when Valentina wants to fight, she said, I want to fight. When they ask her, like, she's always ready. Like, I don't really get a chance to hear too many interviews with like Juliana Velasquez. Like, it's like when they don't have a fight, they pretty much go missing. I mean, they're training. I'm not just saying like they're slacking, but they go into, pretty much a dormant state. You don't see them. The buzz on them is gone. They're doing their thing. Of course, they're training. They're getting better, but they're not gaining that octagon experience. Because Juliana Velasquez, yeah, she's good. I mean, good striking, always working on her ground game. And I'm following her IG as much as I can to keep up to see what she's doing. But other than that, I'm like, getting that experience in the octagon is needed. That's the only way you can really become a dominant champion. Like, Velasquez to me is good, but I can't gauge her on being a dominant champion yet. Velasquez is solid, technical, cautious, but maybe a little overcautious. Not not in there enough to learn how to pull the trigger as much because they just don't fight enough. So every time they have a fight, I'm trying to tune in. So I'm gonna do a fight companion for this one on Friday because this might be the first. This might be the only time we see Velasquez fight this year. And I'm not being funny. She hasn't fought since July last year. Whereas Valentina, like I said, they're champion 2 times a year. I know you don't have that many fighters in the flyweight division. Well, sign them. Sign them or just give her somebody where she can kind of get a tune up here and there. Because like I said, when they do an interview with Valentina, she says, I'm trying to fight in the next 3 or 4 months after vacation. She's like, I want to fight 2 times a year. And I'm sure Velasquez will want to. She want to fight 2 times a year. So I hope Bellator starts to put some more women on these cards. Last weekend, I don't think they had any women fight, did they? I think I called that out, right? I said you had a whole card with no women on there fighting. And believe me, you got a lot of women out there that want to fight that are signed. So Bruna Ellen, Artiaga, Q-Host, she probably would have did a rematch right away. I don't know, man. They just got to do, Brian, they got to do better promoting these champions, putting them in there more. Because let's look. Well, I got a resume up here. I said she's 7-0 in Bellator in the past 5 years. Usually, if a champ is active, fighting 2 times a year in 5 years, you should have racked up at least 10 fights, 9-10 fights, but you only got 7. And this ain't no knock to them, but it's more to the organization and just letting them know, like, hey, we want to see these flyweights fight more. We want to see them fight more. Let's see, Mr. Lee said 0 women on Bellator cards for a while. Yeah, we had 0 on here. Last weekend, a couple weekends before that, they'll do a whole card without them. Like this one here has a main event, and that's it. Lafayette said Carmouche kind of looks like Velasquez. Yeah, higher cheekbones, but yeah, I kind of see what you mean. Like same complexion, same shine, right? But let's Carmouche a little bit shorter, I think. Let's see. Yeah, so I said like 5 years in the game. If you're an active UFC fighter, that's like 10, 11 fights, right? Because they'll be calling you. She fought once in 2021, once in 2020, twice in 2019, twice in 2018, once in 2017. So when you become the champion, it's almost like you only fight once a year. Kind of like how some of these boxers do. They do it by choice, though. So I just hope that after this fight in April, hopefully she can get another one in November or December. The winner of Q-Host Watanabe. I am pulling for Q-Host in that fight. I think she's due her rematch. Let's see. That's next month. So Bellator's got some good fights on the horizon. My early pick on this one, I'm going to go with... let me think. This fight is pretty close. I'm not going to lie. This was a close one because, Liz Carmouche, her game, has improved. She stepped it up. Lafayette Andrade is one of his favorites. Yeah, Andrade is one of my favorites. Marcus said, wet blanket effects. Oh, man. MJ said, I'm tired of Bellator. Only let these women fight once a year. Yeah, once a year is not enough. Not just for the fans, but for the fighters. They want to get in there. They want to perform. I'm sure, Chris does. Chris Cyborg, she always voices it. I'm trying to fight. Give me somebody. Now you see she's getting a rematch. Mojo said UFC should try to steal some of Bellator's good fighters. Maybe they probably will. They mess around. They probably will. Obviously, Velasquez should come over, but I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Bellator. I am too. That's why I'd hate to see them just scoop them up. But if they don't fight enough, hey, scoop them. And they say even Bellator, Scott Coker is boring. I'm not a fan of Dana White, but he knows how to handle his business. Yeah, Dana White, man, like, not a fan of some of the things he says, but yeah, he's all about getting his fighters a fight. You know, they talk about the money, but I mean, he's got them in there fighting. All right, so if I had to pick in this one, I'm gonna ride with the champion. I'm gonna stick with Juliana Velasquez. I think that I think she has a style, good counter punching style. You know, she's big, she's long. That'll keep Liz Carmouche respectful. You know, I think she's a good counter striker. I think she can counter a lot of the clinch attacks of Liz Carmouche. I think Liz Carmouche is either going to be on the outside here, and Velasquez is going to have to go after her. She's going to have to hunt her down because Liz is going to be on the outside all night, or Liz is going to be pushing the clinch game, kind of like who was that the other night I was watching? They just constantly was clinching, and Lena Landsberg. Two things, like, she's not going to fight her mid-range. She's either going to be all the way on the outside or all the way on the inside, like Lena Landsberg, clinched up, hugging, trying to shut down Velasquez's footwork, her range. So we got a 5-round fight here, y'all. There might be a couple of good snaps in there where somebody gets hit, tagged, gets rocked, but don't expect like a barn burner here. Like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all straight up. Like, glad we got them headlining, but I'm not gonna send y'all in here with the wrong info. Like, if you're new to these two, don't expect a barn burner. You know, Denise Kielholtz, she pushed that type of pace with Velasquez. Velasquez is a hard hitter. Don't get me wrong, but she's a cautious fighter, and I mean, for good reason. That's why she's champion. But don't go in this fight thinking it's going to be action-packed like that. I mean, maybe something might click in them and they might push for that. But I mean, for the most part, I'm leaning towards it being a technical fight. Some rounds, something might not happen. And I think Liz might let a few of those early rounds slip, you know? And, you know, of course, if it comes down to something real close, the champion usually keeps it. I'm going with Velasquez by decision. Who y'all got? Before we move on, who y'all got? Said, see what's going on. He said, what's up? I'm excited for Juliana to see if she has a better performance than Lee Malay last time. Yeah, the Kielholtz fight was a little bit better. Kielholtz was a little bit better than the Alima Lay performance for her. A lot of people think Kielholtz won. Let's see, Brian said Velasquez is going to run around all night and snipe Liz. Liz is going to be in too close the distance. And Gorilla Vasquez. Yeah, if it's in close, you know, that's where Liz is going to be. I haven't really seen her do that too much in a long time. Like, she did it a little bit with Deanna Bennett and Vanessa Porto. We'll see if she does, though. I mean, she's got the strength, but we'll see if she has it for. We'll see if she has it for Velasquez, who's big. Well, Velasquez is, you know, used to fight as a bantamweight, so she could do it. Lafayette said Kielholtz did no worse than a draw. I got Julia in this 1 second round KO. Damn. All right, he said he got Velasquez KO. You know, Velasquez. He said I got Carmouche. I think she can push her more, and she's actually close to Juliana's size than her last opponent. He said I think she can. Yeah, she is a big height wise. How tall is she height wise? I mean, height wise, let's see. I think Julian Velasquez is like 5'7". They got her listed 5'6". And yeah, Liz Carmouche is 5'6". So yeah, they are pretty close in height too. Because yeah, she is a big she used to be she's a big flyweight. She used to be a bantamweight. So strength might come into play on Liz's side, but I think as far as like committed striking and just the technical abilities, I'm gonna go with Velasquez in this one. I think she might keep Liz respectful. Liz is gonna have to take it to the ground, in my opinion. Liz is gonna have to make it a fight on the ground. Like Marcus said, it might be boring, but if she gets it to the ground, I'm gonna go with Liz here. MJ said Velasquez was running from Keelholz. She felt that power. Yeah, Keelholz had power. Keelholz has power. I just wish she wouldn't have like ate so many shots. I wish she would have like picked her shots a little bit more. I think she did rattle Velasquez in that fight. Yeah, I'll go with Juliana Velasquez in this one. I think she has something, that's gonna still got that level up in her, to go in there and capitalize on some of those mistakes and those slow moments that Liz has. But Liz don't counter out in the clinch, man. Like the clinch and the ground might be the rounds where Liz can get it. I wouldn't be mad if Liz won. I mean, Liz Carmouche winning. I mean, she racked up 3 wins. Bellator started turning it up, and at 38, she might be on her way out the door pretty soon. So hey, I mean, like, yeah, if she does that, I'm like, yo, like, that would be a good way to cap off her career. I mean, at least she can say she touched the belt. Wasn't in the UFC, but fine, she can get it here. Darby Crash said, "What I miss? What's going on? You missed. Well, we just finished talking about Velasquez and Liz Carmouche. So who do you got in that fight? We're about to jump to the next one, and we got 3. Just talking about the fact we got 3 3 women 3 women fights headlining cards. I mean, that's pretty good. That's good for the game. So yeah, Darby, before we move on, who do you got? Velasquez or Carmouche? Because we'll talk about Chris and Blinko. Let's talk Chris and Blinko next. Hold on. Let me pull up. Who else is on this? We got any other women on this card? Bellator. This is going to be Bellator 280, right? Oh, no. Bellator 280. Oh, no, that's too high. It's 279. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. What is this? Oh, my goodness. Before we, oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. That was 2 different reactions. I just pulled up the card. I had to give 2 reactions. The first, oh my, oh goodness, was Alima Lay McFarland is fighting Justine Keesh. That's the first shocker. And then the next, oh wow, is the fact that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 WMMA fights on this card. Okay. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's see. You got Samiko Inaba. Hold on, let me pull this whole thing up. Yeah, that was like a few different reactions there I had to give because I'm like, what is Lily Malemic doing there with Keish? Why did they do that? Justin Keish just lost to Deanna Bennett. Why is Deanna Bennett not fighting her? That's not fair. I wonder how Deanna Bennett feels about that. Cause let's not front. Deanna Bennett just beat Eric. What is his name? Alejandra Lara. Justin Keach. That's supposed to put you closer to the elite fighters, right? Deanna Bennett. Yeah, she lost to Liz Carmouche, but she bounced back with Laura and Keish. So why is she fighting Ilima McFarlane? Who? Somebody dropped the ball on that matchmaking. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm not. You know me. I ain't being picky. I ain't. Look, come on now. Come on. Oh my goodness. Brian said you didn't know that. I forgot. I remember because BJ, BJ were talking about it a while back, but apparently it's it's something I didn't care for. Maybe that's why I pushed it out of my mind, but that reaction was the fact that I just jogged my memory and I don't want to remember it. Oh boy. Oh man, that's crazy. We'll talk about that. Hold on, let me pull this whole thing up here. I'm gonna look at the whole card. Lafayette said Cyborg wins again. She's running out of opponents. Yeah, she is. MJ said Sean O'Malley was checking out Andrade's OnlyFans. He finds her attractive. Okay. Hey, you know, hey. At least it's Andrade's OnlyFans. Well, at least he's supporting his fellow co-workers. All right. She definitely, she's not a bad looking woman. Okay, here we go. So Chris versus Blinko. This card has a total of 5 women fights on it. That's even better. The prelims has Samiko Inaba versus Whitney Piles. Samiko Inaba is a up and comer, 3-0. She's still a bit raw, still putting it together. Whitney Piles, I've seen her fight in LFA before. All right, so that's the prelims card. The prelims, y'all can watch that on YouTube. That usually comes up on hold on. That's usually like free on Bellator's YouTube channel. What else is going on? Featherweights, you got Janae Harding and Diana Silva. That's a good fight. When was the last time Janae Harding fought? It was last summer, right? Yeah, last May. Leah McCourt. See what I mean? Like Janae Harding hadn't fought in 11 months. Dang. Let me see. Diana Silva, last time she fought. Last July. She lost to Arlene Blinko. Dang, Arlene Blinko stopped her? Wow. She's on a 2-fight losing streak. Okay, so Janae Harding, I kind of favor her in that Diana Silva fight. Okay. Next, you have a fight at 120. I guess a catchweight fight. Randy Field, Mariah Miller. I'm not too familiar with either of these fighters. I'm not familiar with that weight either. 120. I mean, it's a catch weight, but I'm just saying, like, Randy Field, she's 2-1. Yeah, she's a young fighter. She's coming from let me see, PFC. I think PFC comes on UFC Fight Pass. So you got Mariah Miller. She's 1-1. Oh yeah, this is like these are just like fighters starting out. So so you got some newcomers coming in and some veterans on that card. Samiko Inaba. I want to see what she can do. She's a 3-0. You might see her fighting after Zeragova or Valerie Laredo at some point. Those are the little, up and comers they're hyping. Well, not really hyping, you know what I mean? They're still growing as fighters. They're doing their thing. So let's see. Okay, now going up to the main card. Wmma McFarlane and Justine Keech. All right, so Wmma hasn't been in the octagon since 2020. She did grapple against Jessica I. Yeah, she won a grappling match against Jessica I. Okay. But okay, so she's been out since 2020. Hold on, I'm trying to fix these comments. Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah, so Wmma McFarlane, she's been out since 2020, since losing the belt to Juliana Velasquez. And she's taking on Justine Keech. Like I said, my opinion of that fight, honestly, I think as a former champion, she doesn't need this soft of a touch. She doesn't need this soft of a touch. Somebody that's on a 3-fight losing streak since the UFC. Justine Keech hasn't won a fight since early 2020, 2 years. She lost to Sabina Mazo, got cut. Lost to Tracy Cortez. Well, yeah, Tracy Cortez that was her last fight in the UFC. She lost 2 in the UFC, then came into Bellator, lost to Deanna Bennett. So to me, I'm kind of like, I don't think Wmma needs that soft of a touch. It's only been a couple years, and she, to me, should be ready for Deanna Bennett. Deanna Bennett, I think, deserved that fight. Like, yeah, if you want anything to keep you sharp, that's going to be a fight. Like Deanna Bennett, she brings a lot of experience to the table and growth. It's going to be dangerous, Mr. Lee said apparently Bellator has been saving all these WMMA fights for this weekend. I want to see Keelholz fight again. Yeah, Keelholz fights next month. Keelholz is fighting May 13th, I said. Conor Watanabe. Yeah, Keelholz versus Conor Watanabe is I think the second week of May or something like that, I said. Yeah. So yeah, Wmma McFarlane, I expect her to win this fight with Justine Keech. I think it's just something to get her back in the mix. And then, she'll probably take on, they might give her the rematch with the champ, or she might fight like Keelholz Conor Watanabe winner, which to me makes more sense. But I mean, in the meantime, Deanna Bennett would have been a good, sharper fight for her. Like if she goes in there and beats Deanna Bennett, then I can say, okay, she'd be fine to go get her possible title shot again, right? Since she was the champion for, a few years. She did hold the belt for a few title defenses, right? But I don't think Justine Keech is like that type of fight to really say, okay, I beat her. We go back to where we start. Nah. Justine Keech might be on the verge of being cut again. She racks up another loss. Who knows? And the thing about Justine Keech is she's a fighter I think that's could be better than what she's been showing. I always thought she was sharp on her feet. She had speed, could stand up, good wrestling. Just been coming up short. So I don't really think that's not really a fight I want to see to measure Velasquez as being like back. Or, arguing for a title shot. But we'll tune in. We'll see what type of action happens. Yeah, May 13th. Darby says Tanika Inaba has a lot of potential. Bellator they see her as the new Wmma McFarlane. Yeah, I was kind of thinking that too. She's kind of a scrappy fighter. She'll go in there, throw bombs. Lady Samurai. All her wins are by like finishes, right? She got like a submission. Yeah, she already beat Randy Field. Randy Field has a fight on the same card. Yeah, I just mentioned her name. Okay, so she already fought Randy Field and she stopped 2 people. So I mean, that's still too early to tell you how good she is, but yeah, she's definitely like showing some heart with what she brings to the table. Oh yeah, Darby, I remember that. Oh man. Yeah, a lot of people still remember her for that. When Justine Keach did that, I was like, what was she what was she on that night? Like, was she trying to cut weight in the middle of a fight? Was it the effects of something she took to cut weight? Like from the night before that just now kicked in, or like 2 nights before, 3 nights before? And I'm just playing, but you know what I mean. I mean, she probably went from being a flyweight to a strawweight in the ring with what she did that night. So, or a strawweight to an atomweight. I can't remember. That was a strawweight fight. Man, she was dropping weight in that ring, boy. She was cutting weight. She was cutting weight that night, man, in the middle of a fight. Oh, wow. Yeah, so Chris Cyborg and Arlene Blinko. Look, not a fight we asked for. But yeah, Ulysses, great weekend at WMA we have. Yeah. Good weekend. There we go. Yeah. We didn't ask for this fight. Shout out to Arlene Blinko. I like Arlene Blinko. She's active on the social media. She always speaks. She talks. So I want to see her go in there and do good. I mean, she's cool. And out of everybody, I have to give her the respect because she wants it. I mean, we kind of see what the outcome is going to be because this is Cyborg, but come on, y'all know nobody else wants it. So let's give Arlene some credit because she said, "Yo, I want it." She was calling for the rematch and like when she won her first fight back since the loss. I do like Arlene though. I like her. I like her style. I like how she fights. And like I said, told her that before. She'll talk to her. Um, she works hard. I mean, one of those experienced fighters. She's already up there, 39. So why not go ahead and give it one more shot? Most people don't even want to give it one shot. Most people don't even want to sign contracts to be around Chris. If y'all know what I mean. Y'all know what I mean. But here you got Arlene Blinko ready to do it again. Not a lot of people say they fought Chris twice. Who all fought Chris twice though? Leslie Smith has. Um, who's ran it back with Cyborg twice besides Leslie Smith? Who in their career has fought Chris twice? Leslie Smith. Don't say Leslie Smith. Who else is there? There ain't nobody, right? Julia Budd only did once. Holly only did once. I think Holly would have been like the one to want to do it a second time. I think Holly would have had the guts to do it 2 times. Marlos Conan, yeah, Marlos Conan did because I remember watching the Strike Force fight on Showtime back in the day. That was a long time ago. And then the second one they did it on Invicta when I was watching it on my laptop when they used to stream Invicta. So long time ago. Yeah, the first time she fought Marlos Conan was like 10 years ago. Yeah, I told you I've been watching this stuff for a long time. I used to watch this stuff on Showtime, Strike Force. So, I remember that fight. She fought Marlos Conan in Strike Force. Then Marlos Conan fought her again a few years later in Invicta FC. And she went like almost 4 or 5 rounds with Chris. I ain't gonna lie, I was going for Marlos Conan back then. I was going for her back then. I was a fan of Marlos Conan. Stuck with her in the second fight. Yeah, I think she could do it. I was like, I think she can. I think she can. I was pushing. I think pull this stuff up. Let me see. Invicta. It was like one of the early Invicta cards when they did the rematch. Rematch was better though. Because the first fight, I think it ended quicker. But it was a good second fight. Chris Cyborg and Marlos Conan. Yeah, Marlos Conan been around for a minute. That was a good one. That was good. So not too many people did that though. Marlos Conan, Leslie Smith, and now Arlene Blinko. So shout out to Arlene Blinko. You want to do it? Go ahead. Because nobody else is doing it. Everybody else got an excuse. Everybody goes to another organization. They don't really want it. Lafayette said he don't want to see Cat get hurt. I don't think Cat wants to see Cat get hurt. You know? Darby said, let's see, Brian said, I like Arlene. I hope she can go the distance at least. Yeah, I hope so too. I want to see her do something. I want to see her do something this time. You know, that's going to really disrupt the champion. Darby said, what's the deal with Zangano? Why is she avoiding Cyborg? She was specifically brought over for that big fight. I don't know. She hadn't fought anybody ranked. Was going to fight Pam Bam. Got injured. Pam Bam's already ranked. Pam Bam already fought like 1 or 2 ranked fighters. Cat fought 2 fights, but none of them were ranked. So that didn't really sound like somebody that was going for it. I don't know. Lafayette said, love Cat, but I don't want to see her get hurt. Yeah. MJ said, yeah, they had a rematch. Yeah. Marlos, yeah. That was a good fight. Lafayette said she better leave Cyborg alone. Talking about Cat. Yeah, Cat is a question mark. I don't know if she's going to be ready for that. Mr. Lee said, if I was in Honolulu this weekend, I'd pay to go see those fights in person. Yeah, if I was on vacation there, that would be on my list. Because, I mean, if I'm going to Hawaii to do it big and they got Bellator or if they had UFC down there, I'm going to go ahead and put away some money for tickets. Because, I mean, that's how you do it for me as a fight fan. I'd be like, if I'm on vacation in Hawaii, that's just going to add to it. You know, Bellator, maybe get to meet some fighters. Oh, man, yeah, that would be dope. Lafayette said Arlene is tough, but that ain't good enough. No, it's not. I mean, you got to have the skill. MJ said, I can't believe UFC cut Alexis Davis. Yeah, I can't either. Alexis just started like winning too, right? Alexis Davis just started winning some fights. Darby said, I hated Cyborg after she beat Carano. I love Gina. Took me years to finally become a Cyborg fan. I felt the same way. I felt the same way when she beat Marlos Conan. Like I said, I was going for Marlos back then. Yeah, I certainly was. Yep. I said, when you get past the hype, hey, you can't help but like Cyborg. She seems to be a good person, love her fans in the fight game. Yeah. She's she respects the game. She's definitely one of the most accomplished champions that I've seen for champion organization. For organization champion, yeah. So I mean, what can Blinko do different in this fight? I mean, I really don't know, man. She really has to hit with some authority, man. Like she's just got to come out hands blazing with power, getting Chris's respect. Using her movement, trying to set Chris up to draw her into a fight instead of anything like a technical match. Where maybe she could land something big like a head kick, go to Chris's body. Who knows? Like older you get, Maybe there's something in there that she could kind of wear on Chris, but I doubt it. I mean, I still have to go with Chris in this fight, winning it, by another good fight inside of 5, inside 3 maybe, you know. Because at this point, I think Chris is just so settled into who she is. It's just how she is, how she improves as a fighter. She's always getting better and better, and just really tries to improve in every department. Her boxing has gotten way better. Like before, she was just a puncher, coming out less technique. Now she's starting to sit down a little bit more and think. And she can always go back to the power. That's what makes it even more dangerous. That's why I fight with her and Kayla Harrison. You know how I know that fight would go. Like she would methodically take Kayla Harrison apart if Kayla can't get it to the ground. Kayla can't get it to the ground if her reaction to those punches are, ooh, let me go on the back foot. Ooh, that hurt. Never felt that before. Got to stay away. You know what I mean? No, never seen. No one's ever hit Kayla with the right hand like what Chris possesses. Yeah, Lafayette. I like to see a cross promotion there. Chris has 2 more fights on her resume or 2 more fights on her contract. This fight may be a cat fight. Go and jump over to PFL. Become a 5 organization champion. Move up to 155 and see what you can do. That's what I think. All right. So that's what it is, man. Bellator's got some good stuff coming up. I will be calling a card. Well, I call the main event Friday. And then I might be in it for the long haul. No, I'm not calling the whole Saturday card for Bellator because I'm going to do the UFC Fight Night card. I got to do. I might be back and forth. Who knows? I got to do Macy in Montana. Got to do that. And I for sure got to do Lemos Andrade. I'm probably jumping out of my seat on that one though. Okay, so I'm going with Chris. I'm rooting for Arlene though. You know what I mean? I am rooting for Arlene. Go in there and do it. You want the second time around? Go ahead and do it. Make sure you're ready for it. Lafayette said, I think Kayla would get hit and try and take Chris down. She wouldn't do stand up with Chris for sure. Mariah said that's truly what's next for Chris, or she should be anyway. What if Arlene won the belt and then Kayla said, all of a sudden said, I'm going to Bellator? Would y'all find that strange? I'm just saying. What if Arlene won this Saturday, then like next week you saw breaking news, Kayla Harrison's coming on over to Bellator? Would that be kind of fishy? Would y'all find that kind of fishy? Okay. So with that, Bellator's got a good coverage of women Saturday. And on Friday, we got 2 main events. You got 5 women fights on the Cyborg Blinko card. I'm hyped. All right, let's talk about what we have on UFC Fight Night card, because this is another headliner, the biggest headliner of the weekend. UFC Fight Night, Lemos versus Andrade. Who is hype? Who is hype? Who is hype for Lemos Andrade? I was talking about it yesterday. I mean, like, you can't be a fan of WMMA if you're not hyped for this fight. If anybody talks bad about Lemos Andrade matchup, I don't want to know you. I'm just saying, if you're not hyped for this fight, or if you tell me you don't want to see this fight, I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are. Well, I mean, I know a lot of people that don't, but I'm just saying, like, if you say you're a fan of WMMA and this fight don't get you going, hey, I don't know you. Colostrum, what's going on? He said, Brian, I agree. Go ahead and try and take the PFL belt too. Exactly. Yeah, take that belt. You know, like that's what I'm saying. Like, if you clean out this organization, go ahead and move up to 155 and see what you can do. Yeah. Andrade Lemos. Good headliner. A lot of pressure here, though. There's a lot of pressure on Lemos here. A lot of pressure here. Lafayette said that'd be funny. Yeah, it'd be funny if she did that. Yeah, there is a good amount of fights on this card. Let me see. We got about 12. That's a good amount on UFC Fight Night card. No, that's normal. No women on the prelims. All the women are on the main card. You know, Macy and Montana. That's a main card fight. Lemos and Andrade's the main event. A lot of pressure on Lemos, though. A lot of pressure. I say that because, for one, look who she's facing. You know, pound for pound, Andrade is one of the baddest, scariest women in the game. And she's very, very scary. That's the word. I'm looking at Andrade right now, and I'm just looking at some video, and it's got me stuttering, man. She's scary. She's a dangerous fighter. You know, that's a lot of pressure alone. But the more pressure that comes in for Lemos is it's not only Andrade, but it's 5 rounds of Andrade. If it goes that. Hang on, y'all. I got an eyelash in my eye. I might have to get up here in a minute. Damn. I got an eyelash. Hold on. Hang on 1 second. Them things hurt. Okay, I'm back. Damn. Okay. Eyelash. Let me look at some comments before I keep going. Okay, Lafayette Andrade is like MMA Tyson. She is. Just like Tyson, you have to stop her to get her out of there. You know what I mean? Like everybody had to stop Tyson to get him out. Let me see. Culture Mix said Lemos and Santos are going to take over soon and watch. Lemos and Santos. Yeah, we'll see. Santos has a big task ahead of her, man. I mean, let's see what she can do. Mr. Lee said he already looking forward to Andrade Lemos too. Oh my goodness. That's Foreman Frazier. Santos wins in an upset. Manon beats Santos. Dang. That would be dope. I mean, that would be good for the division, I think. It put some spice back in there. Okay, so yeah. Pressure is on Lemos. Pressure is mostly on Lemos because Andrade's been here before. Come on, you know, Lemos is dangerous. I'm kind of picking her in this fight. I say kind of because you know how it is. I'm riding with Lemos, I think she can do it. But believe me, Andrade ain't worried. Andrade's already been to this high level. Zhang Wei Li, Joanna, Rose, Valentina, right? So pressure is pressure is pressure ain't nothing to Andrade. Andrade's gonna be dealing the pressure out. Andrade's one of them fighters that she gives problems. She doesn't get problems. Right? That's the type of fighter Andrade is. She don't get problems. Even if she's behind, she's getting hit, she still has no problem. You have a problem. You have a problem standing in front of you, and that's Andrade. That's how it always is with Andrade. Andrade doesn't care. Hulk mode all day long. You never really see her worry. Only time I really seen her start to worry was Valentina, of course. Even when she got pieced up by Joanna, still kept coming. But Valentina, takedown after takedown. What, 8 takedowns, 8 out of 8 takedowns. That's the first time I really see Andrade just look kind of lost. Still not worried or scared, but just lost. Like kind of malfunctioning. You know what I mean? But no pressure is really on Andrade in this fight. It is on Lemos. Again, it's 5 rounds of Andrade. Not only that, it's a main event. It's a main event. That's a lot of pressure on you. Lemos is going to be headlining. A lot of people going into this fight thinking she's going to get stopped. So, yeah, like, there's a lot of pressure. So, I think it's going to bring the best out of Lemos. A lot of people don't understand. Some of these fighters, they fight better under pressure when they have something to go for. Sometimes when their mind is too open and free, there's a lot more room for error because you're not focused. Like, let's think of it. Let's think about this. Like, Lemos versus Hill. I think this fight here could be more one-sided for Lemos. I know you're gonna disagree. I don't care. But Lemos could actually look better in this fight than she did against Angela Hill. Why? Because the pressure's on her here. She could fight better under pressure. Lemos was going to come in with the right amount of confidence, knowing that the minute she lets up, she could get put out of the, she could get put out. She could just get put out. Okay. She could get slammed. She could get buried into the octagon. She could get buried into the mat. She could get laid out like Karolina Kowalkiewicz. So her mind is going to be constantly on that. Like I said, some people do better when they have something breathing fire down their neck. See, Angela Hill didn't necessarily have that. And that's why I said, like, we all went in thinking she'd knock out Angela Hill. I didn't personally, but a lot of people told me Angela Hill would get knocked out by Lemos. Lemos personally said that she was going to be the first to knock out Angela Hill. And what happened? Went in too confident. She forgot about the awkward style of Angela Hill. Went in thinking about the knockout punch. Let rounds go by. Next thing you know, it's a close fight. People think Angela Hill won. Angela Hill thinks she won because Lemos was all over the place. I think Lemos won the fight, but there was just too much room for error there because she felt, okay, Angela Hill can't hurt me. I can try this. I can try that. I can wait for the knockout. Next thing you know, Angela Hill's giving her little fits here and there on the cage, throwing flurries. She's taking her shots better than she thought. So granted, she won the fight, did enough to win the fight, but there was never really a point where Angela Hill had her scared for her life. Andrade makes you scared for your life. I ain't gonna lie. Look, I'm not fighting her, but if I was one of these women in there, I'd be scared. And that don't mean I would duck her as a fighter. That would mean that I would be on my P's and Q's. That would bring the best out of me because I know if I slip up, she gonna kill me. That's how you have to think of it. That's how Andrade comes in there. You know, Andrade is friendly all day outside of the octagon. She's nice, right? You know, she gives y'all entertainment on OnlyFans, you know, right? For y'all that purchased it, you know, she cool that way. But when she's in the octagon, she's a totally different person. I mean, y'all think I'm just over exaggerating her personality, but you know what I mean? Like, no, Andrade is a beast in there. It's been that way for a long time. It hasn't changed. Andrade is a killer. So I think that's going to make Lemos even better than we've ever seen her. Now, okay, again, people going to say, oh, this is Andrade. Well, this is Lemos. I think we've yet to see the best from her. And you're going to see her come in there and show what she's made of. And Andrade has that style to make Lemos look like one of the best technicians in this division if she can commit to it. If she can commit to that work. And I got a video coming out, especially for Lemos. I just recorded it. I'm going to put it out. Very simple. Y'all know what it's about. It's exactly on what Lemos need to work. Just that one simple weapon I'm always talking about. I'm going to put that video out later. It's only like 10 minutes. You know what I'm talking about. That weapon I'm always talking about that a fighter needs. Because Lemos needs that weapon. I'm going to tell you right now, if Lemos neglects that one weapon I'm talking about and she loses, I'm going to say nothing. I'm going to just say, that's your fault. And I'm not saying it like she's going to hear it, but I'm just saying like, if Lemos fans see her neglect this weapon, y'all going to know why she lost. Y'all going to know why she lost. So she can't neglect this weapon. Y'all know what it is. Darby said Carolina was hitting Andrade flush. What happens if Lemos hits her flush? If Lemos hits her flush, it's going to be different. A lot different. Andrade's built like a bulldozer. Yeah. He said you can hurt Andrade, but you can't break her. Yeah, you can hurt her, but you can't really break her. This would be the first. Like standing up. I know Valentina did it by stoppage, but TKO, but this would be a first if she like ran into like one of those right hands. Lafayette says she gonna get beat by someone if she wins. Valentina, how about Pena in a rematch? Pena could do it. Lolita said, is there any animosity between Lemos and Andrade? That's going to be one interesting face-off. I don't think there is. No, I don't see no animosity between them. I even personally think at the weigh-in they'll be smiling at each other. Well, I think Andrade will. Andrade might be smiling. Lemos might smile. She might actually be the one to push it, like, you know, the tension. But I think Andrade is going to be the one, like, smiling, if any. There's not going to be any, like, cold stare down. But they might, because it is the main event. You never know. Ulysses said a lot of people on social media complaining the main event, like, do you even like MMA? The fight is a banger. It is. Lolita said, Andrade reminds me of one of those goofy big goofy pit bulls. They don't bother anyone, but once they're in attack mode, watch out. Yeah. It's hard to pull them off. Once they get a whiff of that blood, yeah, it's hard to pull them off. Culture Mix said Lemos keys to victory. Stay outside and tag her all night. Do not kick at all. I'd say maybe a calf kick like Wmma was doing, you know, calf kick and a jab. You know, calf kick, yeah, like no body kicks, no head kicks, nothing fancy. Just attack the lead leg. And that's all I would say. So yeah, I think Lemos, you'll see her on her game. No room for error in this fight at all. You won't see her going here thinking about knockout, like she was doing with Angela Hill, because there's too much riding here. And if you just think knockout with Andrade, you'll get knocked out. Like you have to think about setting it up. Like, how am I going to knock her out? I'm going to knock her out, but how am I going to do it? And it's going to come with her being patient. Her just being patient, keeping this fight at a range. Looking for openings. Do it. The blueprint on how to beat Andrade is there. And if you have the technique, I mean, it should be no problem. If you got the straight punches, if you got the footwork, if you got the IQ, but most of all, if you got the focus and the patience, you should be able to do it. You see Rose, first time she had everything except the focus. She broke focus in the second round and it was just like gone. So I just think that it has to be a point where you have to understand, like, you have to stay on it to beat this type of fighter. Like Andrade doesn't offer like a lot of threats like Valentina, but the one or two threats she does offer, it's like, watch out. You know what I mean? Watch out. Because when she gets her hands on you, it's pretty much over. Lafayette said Andrade's a female King Corso. Oh, them big dogs, boy. King Corso or the Pit Bull. Maybe Lemos is the King Corso. Is Lemos the German Shepherd here? Or, is she more like a tough breed that is more controlled, but knows how to sniff out the attack, very disciplined. He knows how to approach the attack, sniff out the openings. And hold on, okay, there we go. Yeah, she can sniff out those openings, find the target and then attack like a police dog. Mm-hmm. I thought Andrade beat Rose the second time too. I'm just saying. Yeah, it was a close fight. I think Rose won it, but it's one of them ones, man. It was a split decision, so I won't argue that. I definitely can't call robbery any type of way on that fight. Whoever won. Lolita said, "Do you think Lemos will let Andrade get her hands on her?" Do I think she will? It's all in about how she takes her approach. If she fights in the pocket, she could very much well let her get her hands on her. But excuse me, if she stays in the pocket, she could let her get her hands on her. But if she keeps it standing from a distance, straight shots, should be no issue. If she does let her get her hands on her, I'm sure Lemos is going to fire knees to the body and quickly separate. That's the smartest approach I can think of. If you slip up, Andrade grabs you, knees, elbows, and toss her, create space and move. Just be quick with it. Stamina, what's going on? Darby said, if Andrade wins, does she get a second crack at the strawweight title, especially if it's Rose? Not yet. I think she's going to have to get in line behind Marina. And she's definitely getting behind Marina and maybe the Whaley Joanna winner, or she might have to fight the Whaley Joanna winner. But yeah, I don't think she's gonna get a second crack right away. She'll have to get behind them. I want to see Marina next anyway. Now, if Lemos did something pretty and just laid Andrade out, she'll be in line too. She'll be in line, but not jumping ahead of Marina yet. Australia, what's going on? Lolita said Cane Corso had one this weekend. It was old and dying, so gentle. So did he already pass, or did you just see him? Or I mean, well, you said it was old and dying, so I'm guessing that he already passed away, huh? Well, yeah, I'm kind of assuming the way you mentioned it. Yeah, man. It's gonna be a good fight though, man. Like Andrade, to me, looking at more and more what she does, she's making her. Darby said, "Does Lemos get an immediate shot?" Not immediate, no. She'll get behind Marina. If anything, when Marina gets her shot, Lemos might fight Dern Darby. But believe me, that might be the fight they make. If Lemos wins, I actually want to hear Lemos call out Mackenzie Dern, because that's like a high rank. That's a rank to take. I mean, she called out Tisha Torres before. She called out Waterson. Go ahead and call out Dern. Because I don't think she'll get an immediate shot. Because, that's Carla. That's Marina. That's possibly the Whaley Joanna winner. Nah, man, you got the... Yeah, she probably won't get an immediate, but I think she could probably get Mackenzie Dern. And if she beats Mackenzie, yeah, she'll probably get a title shot then. Because, yeah, remember, she's only number 10 right now. So, it's, it's all in what they want to, the UFC, what they want to. So, I'm speaking just like off of how I logically see it. Marina's there, so Marina's going to get it. Joanna's on her way out, so she could possibly get it. As much as, we want to fight that. She could definitely do it, but I think after Andrade, there'll be one more fight. But who knows? If Lemos comes with the right mic skills, she could probably say something that could make them give it to her, like Pena did. Because Dana might say, "Wow, this girl came onto a main event, knocked out the scary Andrade, and now she's calling out Rose. We'll have to line her up behind Marina." He might do something like that, but that's a long wait. So he might say, "You know what? If Lemos calls out Dern, we're gonna make her fight Dern." MJ said Dern will never fight Lemos or Andrade. Shoot, they better put her in there. She's gonna have to. If they put that heat on her, I say do it. Do it. Yeah, Brian said Lemos gets Dern. Exactly. Yep, Marina. As I said, Marina's next. Let Lemos get Dern. And then Joanna and Whaley are in there. Yep. Lemos, Dern. You're going to have to do it. I mean, it's all in course if the UFC doesn't want to put her in there. But then make that thing happen. Make it happen. Those are some good fights, though. Brian said Rose shouldn't have to fight Whaley or Joanna until the new talent gets a shot, unless Rose loses. Yeah, pretty much. It should all be new blood. You know what I mean? Carla's like new blood. Marina, uh, Lemos, if she destroys both Andrade and Dern, to me that's enough. You know, to me that's kind of enough to do it. Yeah, Brian said Dern won't duck a fight. Yeah, I don't really think she'll duck a fight. Like, she did fight Marina, right? She fought Marina and Ebos, so I really don't see her ducking a fight. Ooh, Colostrum said, who do you think Marina Moreau should fight next? Well, I thought she should have fought Casey O'Neill next, but who out there is free? Melissa Gatto's taken. Marina Moreau and Ariane Lipsky. Because let's see. Casey O'Neill's taken. Can't do that fight. Melissa Gatto's taken. Can't do that fight. Marina Moreau and I think Miranda Maverick called out Molly McCann. I say Marina Moreau and Ariane Lipsky. Ariane Lipsky ain't got a fight. Let me see. No, she don't have nothing lined up yet. That would be a good fight. Let me see. Ariane and JJ Aldridge. Yeah, that fight was supposed to happen. JJ got Aaron Blanchfield now. Marina Moreau and Poliana Mateo. Because she's not really going to get a top 15. So I'd say Moreau and any unranked fighter right now, like Poliana. I think the better one out of all the bunch, I think, would be Ariane, though. Yeah, that would be a good one. All right. So what else was on this card? Let's see. Lemos and Andrade, man, it's going to be, I hope it delivers. You know, it could either, to me, go one way or it could be boring for just some crazy reason, but I just don't see that happening. If the UFC would choose who they want as a strawweight champion, who would they pick? I say Grasso. I'd say Mackenzie Dern. If they could pick who they wanted, it would be Mackenzie Dern, or it would just be Zhang Wei Li all the way around. You know what I mean? Because they probably wanted Zhang Wei Li to keep the belt. Because like I said, you know, doing it, had a big market with China. They would want her to be the champion again, I think. I personally think that. But if not her, I think Dern would be the one. Because Dern, you know, has that huge following, has that look they all want. You know, she's got a lot of simps. So, I mean, you got a lot of simps that thought she, you know, think she wins every single fight that she fight. You know, some simps think she beat Marina Rodriguez. So it's like, yo, you know, that's what they'll go for because she got 1 million followers. She's repping America and Brazil. So if they had their way, they would want Mackenzie Dern to be the champion, I think. Brian Williams said Ariane needs a good style matchup next. I think a good style matchup would be her and Moreau. Lolita said, when you putting up that Lemos on Drive video, probably tomorrow. Like I said, I got one talking about Lemos, what she needs to do for this fight. So I'll probably put that up tomorrow. And when I give you my pick, I'll probably do my pick Thursday. It's hard now. It was hard to pick. So I'm gonna just go ahead and lay it down and say this is what I think. Then I'm going from a good, just hope for a good fight. Then I'm gonna just call it that night and enjoy it. One FC Button and Sundell could be good too. Oh yeah, I got Button. I got Butane. How you pronounce the name? Butane? I got Butane in that fight. Been watching her for a while. Gonna be a good competitive fight. But yeah, I got is it Butane? Stray, I think. Butane. I need to listen to the commentators next time. That's what he said. Yeah, Grasso's at 125 now. I mean, you think you meant be it? Did the UFC want Grasso to be champion at flyweight too over Valentina? You could. I mean, they could have that type of mindset. Buntan. Okay, Buntan. Yeah, I like her. Early cards, right? Jackie Buntan and Sundell. Oops. Okay, so yeah, that's the card. Those are the 3 cards we got. Headliners for the women all around. Like I said, they got to show up and perform. They got to make them good, man, because if they don't, you know how the fans are. The fans are going to be very, very judgmental. And the minute they don't see one main event perform, they'll say, "Oh, I don't want to see any more women fighting headliners." They'll think it's because they're women or something like that. So they got to break even here Saturday. Give us some good technical fights, but give the people some action. I mean, I understand not every fight's going to be explosive, but give the casual fans a little something to make them say, okay, I want to see these girls headline again. Just looking at it in that business standpoint, something like, y'all want to, well, UFC fight nights, they'll always kind of throw in some women as main events anyways, because Marina performs, Mackenzie will perform. Shoot, hell, Angela Hill's performed on the main event. I don't know if Joanna will ever do like a fight night main event because she wouldn't be on pay-per-view cards, so we'll see. But overall, they'll always find somebody on that level that'll do it. Lemos, yeah. See, that's why I say you got to perform, because you have somebody like Zaman say that, one great matchup, one atrocious, and one potential snooze fest. So the snooze fest, we all know who that is. Like, the potential has got to be Velasquez and Carmouche. They got to perform. They got to perform to a high level here. It got to be main event worthy. Straya said Macy's running her mouth again. So much for the new mindset. What did she say? Hold on, let's see. Like I said, I got time. I said I don't measure time over here. For y'all that just came in, like I said, I had had somebody unsub because they said live streams are too long. So you know how it is. Like, I'm gonna be on here as long as I want. And if you want to leave, of course you leave when you get tired, right? But if it's a problem on how long I'm on here for, I don't care. My channel, you unsub if you want to unsub because the video's too long. Go pout about it. Macy Barber vows to become the first person to finish Montana. I'm going out there to make a statement. Yeah, let's see. We're here. We'll talk about it. Let's see. She said, it wasn't an injury that put me out for a year. It wasn't an injury that I had to have surgery on. So there was so much I could improve on. And this is what I want. And that is what I did. I love the fight with Montana. So, I mean, it kind of worked out for the best. We got rematched up together. I'm excited. I'm only 23, so it's not like I'm old in this sport. I'm super young, super hungry. I'm really excited. She says that they're very similar in the fact that they both are grapplers and with improved striking. I don't know. Macy says we're both great grapplers, great wrestlers. I know she has a wrestling and striking background, but I know I'm meaner and more well-rounded as a fighter. I don't know about that. I think Barbara has the better puncher's chance, the better striking. But I wouldn't say Macy's like known as a great grappler to me because I thought she had some trouble with Alexa Grasso. I mean, what do y'all think? Y'all think Montana and Macy are the same level of grapplers and wrestlers? I know why and the reason why I do that is I'm gonna shine through. Just overall, technically, I'm the better fighter for sure. Well, she's gonna have to show up and perform. I mean, I don't really see anything like too crazy there. You know, I won't say it. You got to be confident, but it's not like it's not anything we haven't heard Macy say before, right? Brian Williams, yeah, that wasn't like LFA or something. It was like an early organization. Mackenzie Dern and Montana fought way back. It was way back. Let's see. Zama said Montana's a way better grappler. That's what I thought. I mean, I always thought that Montana's style was always built off of, getting fighters to the ground, submitting them, using her wrestling, to wear them down, get these takedowns. Whenever the strike is not working, she goes to that next thing, the ability to take them down and, set up those submissions. So with that, I think Macy, can't go in with that mindset that you're more well, got to be confident in what you have, but we got to be real too. Like, I think Montana is a better wrestler, honestly. Like, most of the times, some fighters will say, oh, this person is a great wrestler, but I'm a better striker. Like, if she said that, I would believe that more. If she said, oh, this girl's strength is wrestling and grappling, well, you know what? I'm going to use my striking to my advantage. My takedown defense is great. My jab is better than hers. So you'll see me, it's like Tisha Torres said. When Tisha Torres fought Dern, she basically said that, hey, I know everything else I have is better than her jiu-jitsu. So I use my speed, I use my kickboxing, boxing, wrestling she pointed those out. But Macy thinks that her wrestling is just as good. She's just as good of a grappler. I mean, you look at Montana, she's had more submission wins, right? Better puncher is Macy, but better grappler, I'd say, is Montana. Brian said, she got out. Yeah, she got out grappled by Grasso and Maverick. Grasso did a good job, though. MJ said she being arrogant again. Yeah. Gabrielle said Carla putting her wedding the same week as a fight. Do you think she'll use it as an excuse as why she lost because she was not focused? She's not confident that she will win without a scratch. I mean, we've seen in the past before where fighters have done that, where not necessarily weddings, but they have used it. But I don't know if Carla's going to be that type of fighter. I'm not going to say that because she never really made crazy excuses before like that, has she? So, I mean, deep down, I mean, personally for me, like, it could be a distraction, but I don't know if she'll use that as an excuse, if that makes sense. Like, it might distract her. It's probably not good to do the wedding the same week as the fight, so you can focus on the fight game first. But if she loses, I think she'll just go out gracefully and say, no, I lost. I don't think she'll say, oh, I was getting married, I was doing this, I was doing that, because she's already at a point in her career where she should understand, like, people are watching. People are going to, they'll gauge you on that and they'll judge you on that and they'll say, oh, wow, come on, you knew better. Why would you schedule the wedding the week of the fight? So I don't think she'll use it as an excuse. Me personally, I don't think it's a good idea because I think it could affect her performance. But we'll see. Darby said Carmouche waited 6 years for another title shot and stunk the place up. That's why she got cut. He says, dang, she hopes she gets cut immediately. Dang. Montana even tried to wrestle Dern. Yeah, that was. Yeah, she did. That was a long time ago, right? But we'll see. We'll see. Let's see. The goal and the plan is to get a finish, get a win, and continue on. I don't go out there to not lose. I go out there to win and to finish these girls. And I'm going to go out there and make a statement. Well, let's see it. Let's see it. She has to make a statement because if she doesn't, she's out the rankings. Yeah, straight. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm definitely not mad at the talk because it's not too overboard. Like, what she's saying is not overboard. It's just the fact that we've heard her say stuff like this before. It's just all about action now. That's what it needs to be. It needs to be all action now. We just want to see action now. Stamina said, yeah, the wedding didn't have to be that week, but she better not try to bring that as an excuse. Not after folks didn't even want her to get the shot. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, it shouldn't be on her part an excuse. I mean, what happens because she should have known not to do that. But yeah, that's what I'm saying straight. Yeah, like, she got married the same week. Granted, it probably contributed to the loss, but they didn't use it as an excuse because they knew what they were getting into before it took place, right? I think they're just in a different mindset. JoJo's in a different mindset. Unfortunately, Carla might be in a different mindset, and that might be something you do have to look at to say, is this is this good to happen right now? Yeah, Darby said don't confuse Carla with Joanna. She owns up to her losses. Yeah, she does, man. That's why I said I'm trying to think. I was like, has she ever made an excuse like why she lost? No. Joanna thought she won that Valentina fight too, didn't she? There was a certain time when she thought she won that. And she thought she won the Rose rematch as well. So, we know. We all watch. Zalman says she already lost then. If she had the wedding that week, he says she already lost. All right, so let me see a few more minutes with this 2-hour mark, and I'll be done for the night. Almost 10 tonight now. Already almost 10 o'clock. Wow. So yeah, that's what's going down this weekend. Yeah, I'll be on Friday to call this Velasquez Carmouche fight. It's a main event. So I said, all right, you know what, I'm gonna call this one because it might be the only time we see Velasquez this year, right? Not being funny, but it's true, right? She might not be fighting until next year again. Definitely gonna be on here with Lemos Andrade. Culture Mix said, "Are you on Facebook?" Yeah, there's my page, Combo Breaker 99. Just type that in. Yeah, I have a Facebook page. It's Combo Breaker 99. Culture Mix. Australia said, Barbara, did she say she was gonna let her work do? Barbara, did she say she was gonna let her work do the talking a while back? Well, she does a lot of talking. She does a lot of talking, but I never really heard. This time around, she did kind of say that because she said she has made the improvements, and the striking has been, improving, and ground game's improving. So she did say we're going to go in there and make a statement against Montana. Yeah, for sure. Culture Mix. MJ said Scott Coker should be ashamed. It was boring. So yeah, I'm just being real, man. I mean, I don't know if we'll see Juliana Velasquez fight anymore this year after this fight. Maybe that rematch with Lily Malay or Denise Killholtz might end the year, but I'm not putting dollars on it. Ernest said Montana get TKO, she's getting cut. What do y'all think? If Montana loses this, will she get cut? That's a question to answer before I go. How bad does Montana need this win? If she loses in like a knockout fashion, does Montana get cut? Ernest Richardson brought that question up. What do y'all think? Montana gets cut if she gets TKO'd? Darby said, you want to blame the nutrition team for that loss to Rose and fired them. Yeah, I remember that. About the weight cut and everything. She's like, it's nutrition. Yeah, she said, oh, y'all got to go. Yeah, Montana has to make a statement. This for sure. If anything, Montana needs a finish more, I think. Macy could get by with a decision win because she'd just be holding down her spot. But if Montana wants to break into the top 15, she's going to have to go in there and like look good. MJ said this is why these Bellator females don't have a lot of IG followers. Yeah, I think like Alima Lay, she does, right? Liz Carmouche only has 19,000. compared to some of these other ones, I'm like, these UFC fighters, this doesn't have like a great deal. So, Lee Malay, what she has like 900,000 or a million? Oh no, Lee Malay only has 135,000. I know you really, don't measure this too much, but I'm just saying, like, to a certain level, you have to say, okay, like, their champions don't have millions like the UFC women do. How many does Julian Velasquez have? How many followers does the Bellator champion have? 20,000. That's it. Of course, I follow him, but well, it kind of goes with the territory. Comes with the territory, right? Of being a, a fighter that only fights once a year. Stray said maybe she gets cut. You don't know. I mean, me personally, I don't think she will. Yeah, I don't. For me personally, I don't think that Montana would get cut. I think they would give her another shot. All right, so 3 more minutes. I'm gonna get up out of here. Yeah, then we got Invicta next week. Yeah, not next week. Sorry, next month. Got Invicta next month. I'm definitely gonna talk about that some more next week. And then we got Rose and Carla the first week of May. I'm gonna try to jump on and get Chelsea Chandler on here again. I'm gonna see if I do it this week. Just been a little busy. Who else? Lindsey Van Zant, might get her back on here again. Yeah. Okay, Mojo said if Montana gets KO'd or submitted early, he can see her getting cut. Yeah. I mean, if it's that bad, if she goes out on her shield, I think she would be fine. But if she goes in there and gets like just totally dismantled by a new Macy Barber, then yeah, she probably would get cut. And yeah, I mean, she could get cut because they have to make room for these new flyweights from the Tough House. Y'all remember that too? Like, this Tough House takes place next week, and they're going to be adding new flyweights into the division. So eventually they're going to be making room for these girls and fighters that start to lose, fighters like Montana, Courtney Casey. They're going to be fighting for their spot. Poliana Bateo, they're going to have to really fight for it because there's new additions coming in. They just signed a new fighter. What's her name? Silva, to fight Jazzy Vicious. She's got a contract. Silva's got a contract. Then there's the other fighter what is her name, from the Contender Series? She hasn't even fought yet. So yeah, Montana, yeah, she'll have to be on the lookout. Definitely. Colostrum said, I think pro fighters should have to learn English. What do I think? You and somebody else has said that. I mean, it's a topic. It's something my partner I talk boxing with, he thinks that fighters should learn English, like Canelo Alvarez, to make them more popular. But to me, I'm kind of like, not really. Not me, Colostrum. I don't really think they have to, because they have their own fan base. I think it's more on us here in the States and anybody else. If you're a fan of the fight game, to just accept them. That's just how I think. I mean, every now and then I want to know what they're saying, of course, but I'm like, I don't think you have to know it. If you learn it, it's a plus. But to say that you need to, I don't think you I don't think you need to or have to learn it. No, like, of course, learning it gives you that next angle if you want to be a star. But Canelo Alvarez is a boxer, Mexican boxer. He's still not fluid in it, but I mean, he's one of the highest paid boxers today. You know what I mean? Like, I think it really just comes down to people if they really like you. And Americans, they infatuated with accents anyway. So I really don't think it's like a necessity. Again, I would love it in certain situations, like if I wanted to interview Manon Firo, but if she doesn't speak English, I'll just get a translator. You know what I mean? Like, it would be nice to, because then you would have to do a lot of translation. He said, I like to hear from them after fights and in interviews. Yeah. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, like I said, like, I get it on that part, but I don't think it's like a necessity where you have to say, oh yeah, like this person got to learn it to be a star. Like, no, it's fine. I mean, every walk of life that comes to the fight game doesn't have to abide by American standards. To me, like, bring in what you have from China, Nigeria, Haiti, United Kingdom, wherever, they're English, they speak English, but you know what I mean? Like, bring in your culture. I'm fine with that. But yeah, my partner, when we talk boxing, he kind of feels like to be a star, you have to know English. And I guess he likes to know the interviews, what they're saying as well. Straight, you're gonna watch Fury. Oh yeah, Stamina doesn't watch box. I don't think like that. But yeah, I hope Dillian White wins. I hope Dillian White pulls it off. Let me see. Let's see. Yeah, you're right, Colostrum. They don't like the translators. I mean, there was an awful translator in boxing one time, and there was an awful one in UFC one time. It was like people in the comment section said, "Oh no, this dude right here, he's half-assing it. He's not telling everything that the fighter's saying." And well, you remember a while back, I did the video talking about Zhang Wei Li and the whole Mike Tyson thing. Like, it got translated her to the wrong. It got what Mike Tyson had said about her got translated wrong to her. So in that aspect, it would be nice if the fighters knew English just in case somebody was talking about them, right? Because I did a video on that like a year ago. Remember, like, what Mike Tyson said had got translated wrong to her, and it was almost like it tried to stir up some controversy. But what he said wasn't how it was translated to her, right? So that's where things get lost in translation. So yeah, sometimes knowing English is definitely a plus, and it can definitely keep you on your toes with media, right? Because sometimes media is going to twist your words up. And believe me, like, even looking at this Alexa Grasso interview, Alexa knows a little bit of English. I did want to hear it in English, but hey, I just said, okay, I'm gonna read what they said in the translation and hope for the best there, right? Because I'm sure that they know what she's saying is close enough, right? Yeah. I know. Yeah, that's why you said, yeah, I want to hear from the fighter. Yeah. I would too. I do too. I do too. But like, I'm hoping that they have an honest translator. But if you really don't, I guess sometimes these translators they leave out certain things. Yeah, because when I did that one, I was like, I read that Zhang Wei Li thing, and I was like, Mike Tyson didn't say that. You know how they went back and told her? I was like, he didn't say it like that. Thomas said Alexa is fluid, I think. I don't know if she's fluid. She's just really been picking it up over like a year or so. Because even one guy, he said it to her. He was like, "Oh, you've been getting better with your English." He called it out like a year or so ago. He was like, "Oh yeah, you're getting better with your English," and she was like, "Yeah." So she has been learning it, but I don't think she's like fluid. But I think she's getting better. I think you can actually do an interview with her. Um, there might be a few spotty parts, but for the most part, I think she can do a full English interview now. Because she's been working at it. She said. But yes, it's cool with me. I mean, but yeah, man, that's all we got for tonight, though, y'all. Because I am gonna shut this one down, and we will be definitely talking. Well, we won't be talking Friday. We're gonna be watching the fight Friday, the main event, and we're gonna be on for Lemos Andrade on Saturday. It is going down, y'all, for real. So make sure y'all hit that like button before you get up out of here. Hit the bell icon for the notification. I always got to tell y'all. I know Darby always says he doesn't get a notification, so he come in late. Hit that bell and that'll give you a notification. I'm assuming it does. Subscribe if you haven't. And shout out to everybody in the chat as always. Let me see. Stamina says, speaking to be understood and truly express oneself are greatly differing levels of competency. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes some things just get lost, like that authentic accent, that language is how they really express themselves. And that's why I say I don't feel like it's a necessity though, you know. Australia said at school in the 70s, we had a choice of learning German, French, or an international language called Esperanto. Ain't heard of it since. Esperanto. That sounds familiar. Let me look it up real quick. Esperanto language. Let's see what that is. What country do they speak Esperanto? Let's see. Esperanto concentration of speakers is highest in Europe, East Asia, and South America. No country has adopted Esperanto officially. It's used as a name for the collection of places where it's spoken. Oh, maybe it's something to get you by in East Asia and Europe and South America. You know what I mean? It's not an official language. I personally haven't heard of Australia. I learn something new every day. Let's see. Esperanto is the world's most widely spoken auxiliary auxiliary language. Wow, I didn't know that. Created by somebody from Poland ophthalmologist in 1887. It was intended to be a universal second language for international communication. Mm. Like a secondary language when you're overseas, like in those countries. Like I named, Esperanto is the most successful international language and the only such language with a population of native speakers. Yeah, I never heard of it. I never even heard of it. That's new to me. when I was in high school, we had a choice of French and Spanish, and I chose welding. I turned. We had a choice of French and Spanish, and I chose how to weld, and it's definitely benefited me. Learning how to spot weld and do all the type of welding, yeah, it's done more for me. I mean, learning another language. I mean, that's always a plus. Definitely get jobs as translators and so on. But that was the path I wanted to go instead. I said French or Spanish. Ooh, no, I'll learn how to spot weld. And I was glad I made that choice. I mean, some people say, I wish I learned the language. I mean, if I want to learn it, I'll go back now. But I definitely was glad I chose that. Yeah, straight, boy. You sit back in the school in the 70s, boy. Wow, you giving that age away. I wasn't even around. They really don't. They don't even offer German in my school. The school I went to, they didn't even offer that. Like French was new. It was always Spanish. Yeah, they always gave out Spanish, and then they offered French in my later years, and I was like, oh no. Well, let's see what else. What else? Closing this stuff out, and then I'm gonna wrap this up. There we go. All right, yo. So, been a good one. I'm getting up out of here, y'all. See y'all Friday and Saturday for some fight companions. Uh, Stamina said, "You Americans don't have with Europe too tough." No, we don't. I mean, me personally, I don't. I mean, I'm definitely, believe me, I might be coming to the United Kingdom soon. Just put that out there, Stamina. I might be doing that soon because I'm trying to plan a trip overseas. So that might be one of my stops. Besides the Philippines, that's somewhere I want to go. United Kingdom, I want to visit Ireland. There's some places I want to go. Haiti, I want to go to those places. Um, but in general, yeah, like all of Europe. No, I don't. You know, no desire for all of Europe. I'm gonna pick and choose there. I'm gonna pick and choose where I go in Europe. Don't have no desire to go to Ukraine. Don't have no desire to go to Poland, Russia. Don't really want to go to Germany. I'm just being honest. Always wanted to go to the UK, Scotland, Ireland. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I always wanted to go to those spots. Even Spain, like maybe. Italy, yeah. Brian Williams said he chose French over Spanish. Then my best friend in college was Mexican. Stamina said, "Word, yeah. This year, had to renew a passport. Had to replace a lost one and renew it basically. So whenever it comes, we'll see. We'll see what goes down. Maybe by the end of this year, beginning of next, just got to do some planning for it. It's on the list. Definitely got to do it before I hit up on another decade. Before I come up on the end of another decade in this life, I got to do it. Yeah. Stamina said, well, if I can be around to help you or whatnot, I got you. Yeah, for sure. when I go, I'll definitely tell you. Yeah, for sure. I'm me on IG. You know where to hit me. And when I get closer, we can exchange the numbers for sure, or whatever phone I'm on. And yeah, that can definitely happen. But yeah, y'all, we done here. I'm out. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.